Hi guys, in this video I'm going to tell you everything which you need to know about autofocus in Sony FX3. So I'll give you a live demonstration of how we set the focus with FX3 for your best use. So I'm having a Coco recorder with me to record the menus of camera so you see them well because I'm rich. I know. So first of all, I'm just going to go to the menus to go to the autofocus settings. So I'll go to menu first of all, and then I'm gonna go here on autofocus and manual focus settings. If you see it's saying focus, I'll go in, and in here you have autofocus and manual focus mode first of all to switch between the autofocus and manual focus. So if I click on this, you are saying that the manual focus is there and it's grayed out. Why? I kept it by myself intentionally because I wanted to show you that if these things happen, that's because your lens is on manual focus. So you have to switch it to the autofocus and then your autofocus will work. Now my menus are gone and you can see Liam walking in front of the camera. Hi Liam, how are you? So I'm gonna go back to the menu and now you can see it's not grayed out, it's on continuous autofocus. So if I click on this, here you have in-camera control of manual and autofocus. So I can literally go here and click on manual focus and my manual focus on the lens will work. So this is the way where you wanna fix your focus. So let's say you are on a place where it's very tight and you are focusing on something or like let's say I'm having this in focus. You see that, and if I'm pointing at this, you see the focus shifts to my hand and the thing which I want to keep in focus doesn't stay in focus. So when I click on this, you see this hand is getting in focus. Sometimes we don't want to do that. We want to keep the focus locked on this and we point to that. So to do that, it's better that you go to manual focus in your menus and then you point to something so it doesn't shift the focus to your hand or any situation like that. So in those kind of situations, better to keep the manual focus on. Rather than that, every time you keep it on the autofocus. So I'll go back, I'll keep it on autofocus, I'll go out of this, and now you have the autofocus transition speed, which is very important. Why? Many times what happens is like you are on set and you're shooting. Your autofocus speed basically determines what kind of movement and what kind of crispiness you want in your video. So if it's on 5, it's very fast. Doesn't matter if you move like this, it's gonna move with you, and that way the kind of blur it brings to your image, it's gonna be very digital. So if you want it to look like Filmic or that creative look, it's better to keep your autofocus transition speed down a bit. Let's say my autofocus transition speed is on 5 now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go out of the menus, and now you can see Liam is there and my camera is tracking him because its human detection is on. And when I come in, it's gonna literally jump to me and it's gonna do it very fast. And sometimes when I move like this, the bokeh at the blur looks very unnatural. The film doesn't work like that because in film, what happens is there's a focus puller and there's a human factor when he's pulling. So that is not as sharp as this is working now because of the transition speed. So if you lower your transition speed, that will make your videos look like Filmic or the way human factor works. So I'm gonna lower it now and you will see the difference. So I'm gonna go to 3. And now if I go out of my menus and I come in front of the camera, you will see the transition speed. If I go out of the camera, you see it takes a second or some time to shift the focus, which is how the focus pullers work in cinema. And I always keep it on 4, but like most of the people when they do it, they keep it on default 5, but to me it doesn't look natural, it doesn't feel natural, and it is not natural, to be honest. It's very digital. Next thing is I'll go back to the menu. You have autofocus subject shift sensitivity. So if I click on this, this should be less or more. So if we are two persons, Liam, can you come in? So let's say Liam is there and I keep it on 5 now and I go out of the menus. Now you see it is detecting me and it left him, but if it assigned his face and I keep the sensitivity on, let's say 2, and I go back, it's still on his face, you can see, because it's not that sensitive enough. If I dominate the frame, it still is on him because of this sensitivity. Now if I increase it, let's say I go on 4, and I come in the frame now, it shifted to me. Why? Because now the sensitivity of my focus is more. So you have to decide to your liking how your sensitivity should be. And it is very important to know, to be honest, guys. Next thing which I'm going to show you guys is I have the autofocus assist, which basically is the picking on your faces, or basically if you are seeing this box around my face or Liam's face, that is the autofocus assist. After that, I'll go out. You have the focus area. This is very important, guys. So if you come here, you have wide, you have zone, you have center fix, you have spot, and then you have expandable spot. So basically, if I keep it on zone, what's gonna happen is it's looking for the thing to focus in the whole area of the screen. So even if I go on the side of the screen, it's still focusing on me. It's detecting my eye. You can see it's having a box around my eye. But if I change it to the zone, now you're seeing this box in the screen. And if I come out of this screen, it's not going to focus on me. You can see it's looking for my face, it's detecting my face, but it's not focusing on, because I have told the camera that keep the things which are in the zone in focus. So if I come in the zone, I'm in focus. If I'm out of focus, because it's going to look for that area to focus on. And if I go in center fix, let's say I go on center fix. Now, everything which is going to be in the center is going to be in the focus. So my hand is in focus now, and I'm not in focus. But if I come in and I go here, I'm in focus because I'm in the center. Then you have spot, which is medium, small, or large. So basically, it's the same thing. What's going to happen is you're going to click on the screen, and then it's going to determine a spot on the screen like a box, and then you have the size for that, like if it's going to be medium or small or large. And then the expandable spot as well. When you click on this, it's going to look for the place and it's going to focus on that. So these are the focus areas. Now, what if one of these areas is not showing on the screen when you are going in the focus area menu? How can you enable and disable that? Let me just show you. So I go back out of the menus, and then I go on focus area limit. Here you can see everything is ticked. And let's say the wide is not ticked, and I say okay. And now if I go to focus area, the wide is not gonna show there. Why? Because it's not enabled. So before you come to focus area, make sure that your focus area limit is having everything enabled, or whatever you want is enabled at least. I'll say okay. Focus area color is basically, if I keep it red and I go out of this, you can see the center spot is red now, or it can be white. Then you have circulation of focus point in Sony FX3. That is a setting that allows you to focus area frame to jump from one edge of the screen to the opposite side when using the joystick, enabling you to do the faster navigation across the frame. After that, you have the autofocus movement amount, which should be standard or large. So this is your thing to determine when you are on set, like if the movements are gonna be larger or smaller. So if it's smaller, surely keep it on standard. And then if you're having a movement of car or something like that, you keep it on large. So I'm gonna keep it on wide for now, and then I'll go to my focus settings again. You have the face eye detection, which is very important. So this is where you let your camera know if it's gonna be looking for a human factor or not. First of all, you come here on face eye priority in autofocus and you turn it on. If it's off, it will not look for human factor or human faces in the frame. Then when you have the face eye, after that you have the face eye subject, if it's gonna be a human or an animal. So if you come here, you have an animal, like let's say you are shooting a dog or a rabbit or something like that, you can come here and click on that, and then it will not specifically look for people, it will look for animals. And it depends on the kind of the shoot. If you're shooting human, you come here and you click on human, and if you're shooting animals, you come here and click on animal. That's pretty simple. Then you go out of this, you have right, left eye selected. So, and here it's not better to keep it on auto. Why? Let's say I come in my frame now, and I'm in my frame. So when I move like this, it's on this eye, and then when I move like this, it will go to the other eye, which comes closer. And sometimes you are shooting a podcast when you are having a very tight shot, and when they move their eye, they're like literally into the camera, and they just do this, the focus shifts. And that shift focus feels a bit like it went out of focus. So in that kind of situation, it's not very good to keep it like that. So if you fix it on one eye, so let's say I'm in a podcast and I'm looking this way. So this eye is close to the camera, and that is the eye which it should be focusing on. So I determine my eye, and this is the right eye. So I'll go in the menus and I say, fix it on the right eye. So let's say I'll go to the menus now, and I say, right. Now, when I come in the frame, it took my right eye, and now it doesn't matter what I do, it's going to keep it on eye. This way, the focus stays natural, the way it should be, and it will not show any shift when you are very close, because when you're very close to the camera or you are having a very tight focal length like 200 mm, even the subtle movements feel like they was out of focus. So in that kind of situations, it's better to fix it on one eye and keep it on that. And I always determine the eye and then I keep it on, and that's it. If you're having moving shots, then you can keep it on auto, but these are the two scenarios when you want to use auto and left and right eye. Now after that, you have the face eye frame display. So if I keep it off and I come in the frame now, I am in focus, but there is no box around me which is showing that okay, it's detecting my face. Surely my eye is being focused on because it's detecting my eye, but it doesn't show you the display. So it's better to keep the display on so you know that which face it's tracking. So I always keep it on. And then so register frame priority is basically, let's say I am shooting now and I'm in the frame for more time, or I was interviewing something, so I came in front of the camera, it will register my face in some time, and then when I go to someone, whenever I look on the camera, it will come to me because it have registered my face. So that is the thing. Now after that, if I go into the menus, you have focus assistant. Basically these are the focus assistant settings. So you have the magnifier if you want to magnify on to see the focus, which your number 5 button on FX3, and other cameras you have the assignable buttons which you can assign. So you can assign any of the buttons to the focus magnification, and always it's better to click on it to check if the things are in focus and then magnify out. So this is where you can magnify in the menus as well, but you can assign a button to do that as well. I'll go out of this, I'll say out. And then you have the magnification time. So if it's on no limit, it will always keep it in zoom, or if you have to 2 seconds, let's say, and I go and magnify, it will stay for 2 seconds and come back. You see that? So this is the time of magnification. I go into the menus. This is where you have your focus magnification. So you have 1x or 4x. So these are the focus magnification settings, which I suppose that you are very easily understanding. And then after that, you have the peaking display. Peaking is basically, it shows you a color on whatever you are focusing on. So let's say I will set my peaking color to red now. And then I will keep my peaking level to medium, and then my peaking should surely be on. And now when I go out and I will go in the frame by myself, it will focus on me, and there is a red peaking around me now. You guys can see that. And you can literally come here on the peaking, click on this, and it will turn off the peaking, and you can turn on here as well. So this is how easy it is to turn on and turn off the peaking on your Sony FX3.